Hey folks, good morning. It's me, Christiana Gaudet. It is Thursday. Hey TK, Alicia, so nice to see you here. So what do we do on Thursday? On Thursday, we do the Tarot Topics Weekly Newsletter Recap. So this week, the title was, It's Not Selfish to Be Self-Full. And I wrote about that because I've been seeing a lot of people sort of dealing with the difficulty of quarantine, people who are working from home, supervising their kids from home, not able to kind of do the normal things that they would do to feel better, and then feeling guilty when they take just a few moments for themselves. I also speak with people who are really blessed during this time, who aren't suffering financially, who haven't gotten sick, who don't have family members who are sick. And they're, frankly, really enjoying the opportunity of this time apart and then feel guilty, essentially, for having a good pandemic. And so I wanted to address those things in the newsletter this week. Let me say hi to Marion and Jean. So glad that you're here. So, it's an interesting thing, and I didn't talk about this in the newsletter, but I woke up this morning thinking about selfishness. And I talked a little bit about, what is the difference between being self-full and being full of yourself? And that's, kind of a clear difference. Pamela, nice to see you. But I have noticed, and this is a whole other topic, and I'll probably do some writing about this, that here in the U.S., I don't know if this is true in other countries, but here in the U.S., this pandemic really is revealing some of the most selfish behavior I have ever seen. And I think I wanted to believe when I read about things that happened in history where people were so terrible to each other, or people, even this year in Africa, doctors who went to Africa to help with the Ebola crisis were being killed by the people there because it was believed that they were bringing the Ebola. And I thought, man, it's 2019, it's 2020. How can people anywhere in the world be so stupid? And then I realized, man, it's not just in the past. It's not just in other countries. It's right here. We have greed. We have stupidity. It's right here. And I was thinking about the PPP for the small business people, and I know we have some small business people here. I'm a small business person. And the PPP money ran out because large corporations found ways to apply for it, and the banks favored them because the banks would make more money. And that is just greed right in your face at the time when we shouldn't be greedy. I often think that maybe these kinds of national or global or regional crises come to see what we do with them. Do we work together to help each other, or do we work against each other? And I have to say, at least right now in the U.S., we are failing that test. And we are failing that test because of selfishness. So it was just kind of ironic that I wrote about what's not selfish this week, and then we see this huge example of what is selfish. So, thanks to everyone coming into the room. We are going to do some readings in just a few moments. If you happen to be watching an archive on Facebook or YouTube, I appreciate you being here as well. And if you hear a reading that resonates for you, by all means, take it to your heart as well. And Kim says she's a very small business person. She's only 410. So you should get extra money for that. I'll tell you what. Let me say hi to some people who have come in. Marion, good point. It's bringing out the worst and the best of people. I think that's absolutely true. Teresa, nice to see you. Jan Brewington, glad you're here. Avni, glad you're here. And Kim, glad you're here. So I do want to remind people I am teaching a class, a premium class on Zoom tonight. It is the Major Arcana, Mundane and Magical. We'll be looking at the Major Arcana from three perspectives. One is its spiritual lessons. Two is what these cards can actually mean in a reading. And three, how we can use these cards in magic. There are still seats available. you can sign up on my Facebook business page. You can look at the events, and also on my website, christianagaudet.com. We start at 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. So I hope to see a lot of you there. All right. So what did we talk about in the newsletter? We talked about the tarot queens as advisors for our self-care. Sometimes when you see a queen in a reading, it has to do with an adult woman, you yourself or adult woman in your life. However, the queens can also advise you to nurture yourself, to nurture those around you. And the suit of the queen will tell you the way in which you should nurture. So if you have not received the newsletter, you can find it right on my website, christianagaudet.com. You can also find it here on my Facebook page. Definitely check it out. The other thing that I mentioned is what I call that airplane thing. Remember back in the olden days last year where we used to be able to ride on airplanes? What do they always say? When they do the safety speech at the beginning, should the oxygen masks drop, you put your own oxygen mask on first before you assist another person. And that feels so counterintuitive. You'd want to help your kid first. You'd want to help your elder first. But no, you have to get your own oxygen first. And that really is my example of why self-care is so very important and why it's not selfish. Jean Minuten says, I told my daughter the exact same example with the airplane face mask when she lost a coworker and was being asked to help students while she was still in shock. Take a breath first yourself. Absolutely. Robin, nice to see you. Martha, nice to see you. Kim, great class. Yes, you should join us. Would love to see you there. All right, let's get to the reading portion of our program. And I will tell you that also in the newsletter, I offer 3 ways to use tarot for your self-care. I really do believe that tarot is a tool of self-care. Elise, it's nice to see you. Glad that you're here. All right, so the question is, what can you do to be more self-full in your life? Where are ways that you could nurture your own self-care, even in these difficult times? Even if we're short on time, short on money, short on space, can't get our hair done. Even if that's the case, how do you nurture yourself? You know, I commented in the newsletter that a lot of my self-care things are things I can't do right now. I can't go get my hair done. I can't go get a pedicure. I can't get a massage. I can't go to a yoga class. But I've been doing online yoga. I've been having a great time with that. And I think that it really does help us to consider that there are more important things than getting your hair did. You know, and I'm the first one to tell you, you broke up with a guy, go get your hair did. But there are more important things. And difficult times help us to really get down to what's most important. But one of those things that is most important is our own self-care, taking care of our own well-being. And right now, we kind of have to do that for ourselves. That's what this is about. Okay, let's see. Vicki, nice to see you. Pamela, nice to see you. So Pamela knows the deal. Martha says, I need a massage. Sigh. Yeah, it's hard. You know, we are very used to being privileged enough to be pampered. And in difficult times, we have to really remember our ancestors who worked the farms, who worked the land, who worked hard to do what they needed to do. And that's what we're doing right now. But we also need to take care of ourselves. So that's what we're doing today. I don't have a lot of time, but I'm going to get to as many people as I can. Cards for self-care. Pamela's first in line. Marion's second. If you'd like me to get to you, just go ahead and ask. And I will try to get to as many people as I can. I will apologize in advance if I don't get to you today. I will remind you, though, I will be back here tomorrow with your weekly wrap-up. So I'll look forward to seeing you there as well. Okay, and Pamela loves the concept of self-full. Right, it's not being full of yourself, it's being self-full. Okay, let's see. Okay, starting with Pamela. Pamela, Knight of Cups. So the Knight of Cups, of course, is the bringer of love. So for you, you often get fulfilled by giving to others. So you're exactly the person I'm talking to here. So how do you show your self-love? That's really the question. I would say do the things that you love to do. If that's something creative, if that's something delicious, if that's something indulgent, it could be a bubble bath, it could be writing a poem, it could be reading a book, but do something that you love to do. Okay, Marion, the world. So that's interesting because here you are, I think, trying to send a lot of energy and do for the whole world, trying to take care of the whole world with your energy, with your prayers, with your magic. And that's a beautiful thing. But I think you can be more self-full by connecting with the earth, by spending time outside, maybe by gardening, by doing things. I mean, this is your season, isn't it? You're a Tauran. And so connecting to your natural element, connecting to the earth, is good self-care for you. Teresa, good to see you here. Teresa, strength. So, one of my minority meanings for the strength card is the card of the animal lover. I wonder if you have animals at home and if you find that you really enjoy time with animals. If not, then the question is, what do you do that makes you feel strong? Maybe you like to work out, maybe very literally nurturing your physical strength is nurturing to you. So those are a couple of things you could think about. Hey, TK. Let's see what we got going on here. TK, Queen of Swords reversed. You do self-care when you learn to shut out energies that don't resonate with you. And I think we all need to do more listening to people that we don't agree with. But I think there may be some people in some situations that you find particularly vexing, TK. And it might be helpful for you to sort of release those. Jean Minuten, here is your card for self-fullness. The Five of Pentacles. Don't spend time ruminating about what you're missing, about what didn't happen, about what you didn't do, about things that did not go the way you wanted them to. Train yourself off of that kind of thinking. Okay, Eve Manturova. Hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Here is your card of self-fullness. Okay, Six of Pentacles reversed. Eve, you may be one of those people who believe that unless you are very generous with people, they won't like you or they won't notice you. It is good to be generous, but you do not need to be generous in order to prove yourself or prove your loyalty or win affection. How about that? Martha Vink. Yeah, TK is talking about filtering out toxic people. Yeah, exactly that. Exactly that. Okay, Martha. Hey, Lori, nice to see you here. Martha, temperance. Do you enjoy cooking, Martha? Sometimes this is a card of cooking. Temperance is also about patience. It's about remembering that nothing in life is perfect, but if you take a little of this and a little of that and you put it together, you can find the perfect blend. So it may be doing a number of small things that nurture you. Avni, let's see what we got for you. You're another one, man. I shuffled, but also Six of Pentacles reversed. But you know what? For you, it resonates differently. For you, I want to say you would do better to care for yourself if you stopped trying to care for people who don't care for you. See how that fits. Okay, hey, Robin Levine, so nice to see you. Ooh, 10 of Pentacles. You know, I think you've spent a lot of your life nurturing your home and nurturing your family, and you do find nurturance from that. But I think there are things in your home that you enjoy doing that are just for your pleasure. Do those things. Irene, nice to see you. Irene, Ace of Wands reversed. So this says to me that you might really be needing to nurture the physical well-being, taking better care of your body, trying to build up your energy. Maybe it's about diet, maybe it's about exercise. Those kinds of things might be very helpful to you right now. Elise, oh, I love it. I love it. Elise did the hand-raising emoji. That's so cute. Of course, Elise, I hope you're doing well in these difficult times. Okay, Elise. Ooh, 8 of Swords. Recognize the things that cause you heartache, that cause you anxiety, and directly work on healing from those things. And you're good at that. You're good at sort of finding your way towards self-healing. I know that about you. Miguelina, a self-care card for you. Ooh, the Fool. So, you know, under normal times, I would say travel, but obviously we're not doing that right now, are we? But, you know, you love to take the deep dive into different cultures. I know you're learning different languages. And I think you do your self-care through travel. Even if it is not literal travel, it's learning about different things, learning about different people, traveling in history. That is self-care for you. Okay, Leisha, King of Cups. Literally know what you love to do and do the things you love to do. It's that literal. Hey, Puck, nice to see you. Puck, Ace of Swords. Maybe you should do some writing. And also be clear in your own mind and heart about what is true and what is not true, and work on nurturing that truth. What does Kim say? I'm thinking about my grandmother, full-time homemaker, making dinner every night and cleaning the house herself. Right. We were talking about how hard our ancestors worked. Absolutely. Okay. Okay, Vicki Brown. Vicki Brown, 4 of Wands. You know, to me, this is about celebration. And the question is, even if you're on your own some, to be in celebration for the things you care about and to do things that make you feel celebratory would be helpful. Okay, Sonja, I'm not answering questions today, although I am available for readings by phone, Skype, FaceTime, Messenger. Do feel free to reach out to schedule a private reading with me, and that goes to all of you. But I will pull a card having to do with your self-care. And, you know, Queen of Swords, you're the second person to get the Queen of Swords reversed today. But for you, Sonja, I think it's about nurturing your own truth, figuring out what you're telling yourself that is true and what you're telling yourself that is not a true story. Okay, very good. Kim says, stop trying to care for people who don't care for you. That suits a couple of people here. Yeah, don't look at you. Yeah, I'm looking right at you. Okay, very good, very good. All right, That's a wrap for today. I want to remind you, class tonight. Class tonight. If I didn't get to you, I am so sorry. Thank you all for being here. 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. We're doing the Major Arcana. You're all welcome. It's a Zoom class. It's $37.50 to attend. Would love to see you. You can sign up on my website, christianagaudet.com, or on my Facebook page right here, my business page. Look at the events. You can find it. Look forward to seeing you. I am also available, as I said, for readings by phone, Skype, FaceTime, Messenger, Zoom. You name it, we'll do it. Just reach out. Marion says she should be there tonight. I sure hope so. I would love to see you. I know it's late in the day for you, late in the evening, but I would love to see you there. Thank you guys so much. Take good care of yourself. If you haven't read the newsletter, please do. And the newsletter comes out every week, Wednesday morning, in your inbox. You can sign up for it. It's free. Sign up for it on my website, christianagaudet.com. Thank you so much.